With winter coming up and the days getting shorter, lighting at a campsite is very important. I decided to compare my Tuff Stuff Titan light with the Devos Lightranger. Let's get into it. First up is the Tuff Stuff Titan. It comes in a pretty big case. If you've seen some of my videos, I used this before to do some archery and then just to keep the camp light set up. This light is a 12 by 12 or a foot by foot, and it has a solar panel built into the top, which is also the reason why the top of this case has glass in there. It has 3 different light bars. Each light bar is 1,150 lumens. They can be controlled individually with the controls on the back, or they can be controlled all together with the power button here. It comes in this box that contains 4 different pieces that comprise of the stand. The stand itself, once fully extended, is 72 inches. It takes a while to put together. But once you have it together, it provides a sturdy base. We're going to go ahead and fully extend this out one leg at a time. I will say the clips on this is very user friendly, very sturdy. And even the legs have points where you can anchor it down with a tent stake. Speaking of anchoring, it also comes with tent stakes, which I haven't used. I had this light for about a year, haven't used it, but I use this all the time. This bag clips onto the legs, creating a triangle. Then this connects up here to hold it in place, if I can get it. Then you can put a rock or something heavy in the middle, and then that'll anchor down this whole system. I used this a couple of times in some high wind environments, and it stayed all night without a problem. That's the top of the light. I am 5'8". Don't judge me for that, but it's to the top of my wingspan pretty much. So let's see how this light does in the real world. Right now we're facing towards the camper side of the truck. Right now the light is at the full 72 inches, and we will be using all 3 light bars, which are 1,150 lumens each. Level 1. Level 2. And level 3. Next is just spot. And this is everything, spot and flood. Also, don't forget, it has a solar panel on top, so you could mount this to a roof rack during the day and still charge it, or you can leave it set up at your campsite if you set up a base camp, and it'll charge throughout the day too. We have pretty much 190 degrees of light. Keep in mind that behind you here, there is pretty much no light coming to the rear. But lots of light here at the campsite. Something I forgot to mention about the Titan, these light bars that come from the main stand. They have some built-in features. They have magnets on the back that of course can mount to the side of your truck into other metallic stuff. It comes in with a built-in hook that swivels around, so you can also mount this inside your tent too. Additionally, these clips pop out on each end and they connect to that end, so you can take another light bar and then connect it together. Which I'm not really good at because I haven't used this feature too often. And that's it, connect it together. Whenever it's connected together, you still have to use individual controls. But once it's together, you create your own light bar. Additionally, there's a screw in the bottom there in case you need to mount it to a stand to create more lights in your area. Next is the Devos Lightranger 1200. 1200 is the amount of lumens that this particular light puts out. As you can tell, the form factor is much better. It fits almost like a standard chair, your standard camping chair. For comparison, this is a folding camping table that I have, just so I happen to have back here, and it's about the same. Matter of fact, I store them in the same corner back there inside the truck. I just got this Lightranger at Overland Expo East. So this is my first time really setting it up and seeing how it is at camp. As previously mentioned, the light is 1200 lumens. It starts off at its brightest on all four sides. And then if you hold the light, you hold down the switch, it will then cycle down to the dimmest and then back up to the brightest. If you press it again, it'll turn off. If you press it and press it again, then one side will light up. So kind of like the 190 that the Titan was doing, and then also a 360, so you can use it in the middle of camp if need be. When fully extended, I believe it is 109 inches, which is really, really tall, about 9 feet tall. They also have accessories that you can purchase. I opted to get the amber cover because I just like amber lighting. It's better to keep your night vision. And then also they have red lighting, and then they have another light, which I can't think of right now. Additionally, they have a solar panel that you can buy and purchase that mounts on top here. Since I'm always moving from camp to camp and don't set up a base camp, I opted to get the additional battery pack. This battery pack has 2 USB-Cs in the bottom, so you can do power in and power out. And then this mounts directly on top of the Lightranger, like that. And then I just keep this USB-C to USB-C cable here, and just plug that straight in, and it will start powering it. Also, with the Titan, to mention, you can charge your devices off the Titan also. You just need a USB-A and then connect it to your device. The base on the Lightranger is pretty wide. I was just noticing that it's about the same width. The base has the same diameter as the Titan. So I think it'll be pretty sturdy in winds without having tie downs, since the center of gravity is lower, and of course it doesn't weigh as much as the Titan. So let's set it up and see how it performs in the real world. I forgot to do the comparison, but as a comparison, I'm 5'8", and I can't touch the top of that. We're about the same distance from the camping side of the truck, so let's see what it looks like. That's on its brightest setting at 1200 lumens. It doesn't have the removable light bars, but it still gives you really good light at camp. That'll be in the way of the awning if the awning was out, but it's not. Okay. Okay, next we're going to try it at its lowest setting. It's the Lightranger 1200 on its lowest setting. Nice soft white light. Bring it a little bit closer, then you can see the campsite. And while we're here, go ahead and try out the Ember cover. Oh, that's nice. The Ember cover on its lowest setting. See how it saves some of your night vision. Now let's try Ember on the highest setting. The good thing is you can just turn it off and turn it back on. It's automatically on its highest setting. Right. Let's bring it back here. See, the campsite is still lit up pretty well. Also too, with the Lightranger, you can take it off of the pole and just carry the light around to wherever you need it at. Whether you need to work under the truck or just want to hang it up in your tent, you can use it like that. Also on top, they have a mounting hole. I just put a hook in there to hang it up inside the tent in case I need to. My tent already has lights in it, but you never know what happens. And this is the whole light, just fixing your hand here. So with all that taken into consideration, which one would I use? I've been thinking about this for a while, ever since I got the Devos Lightranger, since I decided to buy the Devos Lightranger at Overland Expo. And each light, of course, has its pros and cons. And I know it's gonna sound kind of cliche, but it all depends on what you need to use your light for. The biggest con of the Titan is that it is so big and bulky in that case. I normally don't have room for it, and I don't take it out on trips. If I had a camper or something with more storage, I would definitely take it out on trips more. I know people are saying I have a Tacoma, so you should have more than enough storage in the back. But I also travel with my dog too. So having a place for her to sleep with all the gear back there is very important, because I also don't like leaving gear outside. Now to the Lightranger. I think this thing is really awesome. The way that it compacts down to a small package is really useful. I'm also a fan of having different color lenses on lights. All my lights, whether it's a headlamp or a regular flashlight, and now the Devos light has the ability to have a red lens on there. I know it's small details, but coming from the military side of the house, having that red light to protect your night vision, and also people can't see it from a distance, is kind of important to me while out in the field. So I will be using the Devos Lightranger during this coming up winter. I can't wait to test it out and see how it goes.